yeah, that's pretty much it. Is the German economy in trouble? Oh, let's check that out. Right now, I have some time, dude. I want to hang out a bit, man. I have some time, dude. I'm just happy I can stream a bit. Thank you, Kalo, man. Don't forget Twitch Prime, man. It's not a crime, you know. Blah, blah, blah. It's the German economy failing. Let's figure it out, bro.
This video was brought to you by CuriosityStream. For most of the 21st century, Germany has been perhaps...
TommyKay, the genius, has been predicting the German economy to crash for 20 years now. As I became an adult who also is a businessman now, when I do business in Germany, it's fucking ridiculous. No one has time for you. No one responds to you. No one takes any emails. What I feel in Germany, at least where I'm from, is there's no hunger in people. All these companies here are so fed with contracts. They don't even want to grow anymore. Everybody is we're like in the final stage of capitalism here. Everybody's just fed. Everybody is so fed. You know, and I always felt like, how long can this keep going on, man? That everybody's so fucking fed, you know?
Perhaps the most dominant economy in Europe. At a little over $50,000, it has the highest GDP per capita of any large European country.
Yeah, fuck you,
and its
people.
growth rates have regularly exceeded that of its neighbours. Today, Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world, and the world's 3rd largest exporter.
Oh, we used to be number 1 a while ago, man. I always felt like if Germany would fucking... We could beat Japan, man, if we give a shit, but nobody here gives a shit, man. That's what I'm really feeling in Germany. Everybody is fed. Everybody is fed, dude. So often I have thousands of fucking examples. I want to give money to someone and they just don't want it. I'm like, I told you over the years so many examples. I'm like calling car dealers. Hey, I want to buy the car. Oh, sorry, no, thank you. Hey man, I'm looking for a carpenter for my new home. Oh, sorry, we're busy. What the fuck? Hey, I'm looking to make some merch. Oh, no, sorry. Nobody wants my money, man. And I always felt like, what the fuck?
Foreign politicians.
But it makes sense. It makes sense now. I told you guys last week, when I was in Sweden, I got a message from my tax attorney, and for the first time in my whole career, I finally have to pay real taxes, like real taxes for the first time for the year 2019. And I have to pay so many taxes, man. And the tax attorney even said, one of the possible strategies to lower your taxes is make less money, Tommy. I think it's very dumb when you're coughing or when you have a cold to stream, because all the talking makes this area dry, and when it's dry, it's easier for the virus to stay there and give you more coughing. Anyway, back to topic. Dude, this is so weird to me, man. My tax attorney literally told me you should make less money, and I was like, what? And I couldn't understand. I'm like, what, bro? Thank you. Please don't try to out. And it's the truth. It's the truth. The more money I make, the more the taxes fuck me up the ass, bro. You know? It even makes sense to at the end of the year, if you're like, oh, I'm already over 200K, maybe I shouldn't take any sponsorings anymore until January. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's stupid. And doesn't that show you how young people, young entrepreneurs, like I'm a young person that brings a lot of taxes to the German government. Like I'm the future, you know? But I am disencouraged of working and making more money because you take it all from me. And no wonder, man, that at some point in the 21st century, young people in Germany are fucking fed up. Look at a lot of streamers. Look at startups. They're all going to Silicon Valley or China or whatever. They don't stay in Germany. If you have a very good idea in Germany, you're young and have a good idea, you don't stay here. I read this article years ago, man, that Germany only has 3 over $1 billion startups like Zalando and shit, because they all go to Silicon Valley because they're supported. The government is there for them. Less taxes, everything. But here you have to give away 54%, Alter. Fucking hell. No wonder our fucking economy is tanking, man, because you treat us like fucking slaves. It's ridiculous.
Especially in the UK, are obsessed with Germany. And for a while, it seemed that Germany was the answer to every economic or political issue facing a country.
Really?
In 2020,
Really?
there was even a best-selling book published in the UK titled Why Germans Do It Better, Notes from a Grown-Up Country.
Really?
However, in the last few years, things have changed. In 2019, German growth was already lagging behind the rest of the euro area, and Germany has barely returned.
I have a really weird theory. Listen to this. I'm obviously an economic genius, master of economics. I think growth going down is something positive, because it's post-capitalism. Capitalism, Look, we live in a society and world where we always talk about growth. Well, what does growth do? It always goes bigger. It kills the environment. It's very bad for global warming, etc., etc. Why does a country have to grow 2% every fucking year? It fucking doesn't. It doesn't have to. We don't have to always fucking grow so the investors can make more billions, man, you know? And I think growth is overrated. Thank you, Rechtas.
To pre-pandemic levels of GDP.
I think growth is
So,
overrated.
in this video, we're going to try our best to figure out why the German economy is struggling, how worried we should be, and what might be done to fix it.
I mean, look at the news, right? They tell you, oh, the wise guys of the economy said that our 2% growth goal is not gonna be happening. And you sit at home with your fucking 800 euro job, you're like, what? No, the economy is stacking. No, it's just fucking 0.5% less growth. You're still gonna bring money home. Everybody is fine except these suit-wearing cunts, corrupt motherfuckers, bro, you know? Thank you. Vovose Malchinia. I'm talking too fast, I can't get brief.
Now, before we get into it, we should say here that...
Yeah, what if we step away as a society from that the standard of living has to be seen for GDP? What if we look at happiness, overall happiness? When do we start looking at that?
None of us at TLDR are actual economists. So this video is in no sense intended as an exhaustive explanation as to what...
How big is his YouTube channel? Dude, I'm kind of his size, and this guy's like 20 people working for him. I have like me and some Serbian dude.
Happened to the German economy. We're bound to miss out some of the economic factors that will have affected Germany's recent economic slowdown. And if you think there are any glaring omissions, let us know in the comments. Anyway, as we see it, two of the most important factors behind Germany's recent slowdown are: one, its reliance on export markets, and especially China, and two, its disproportionate reliance on Russian gas for much of its industry. Let's start with its reliance on exports. Today, Germany is known for being one of the few large developed countries to run a current account surplus, i.e. exports more stuff than it imports. For the past 15 years or so, Germany has run a current account surplus, averaging about 7% of GDP, while other similar economies have mostly run deficits ranging between 1 and 4% of GDP. This is in part because Germany has a really impressive manufacturing industry. The obvious example here is cars. Germany has a number of internationally renowned car brands, including Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, BMW...
Yeah, none of them pay any fucking taxes, man. If you look at the Cayman Islands papers, man, they're all in the Cayman Islands, man, and shit. And the thing with Panama Papers... They're all in there, man, these motherfuckers.
And these are all sold around the world.
I have to pay all my fucking taxes, but these guys, fuck you, Ginger. Thank you, Ferdinand. What's up, man?
Somewhat unsurprisingly, cars are Germany's top export, representing...
Oh, fuck, that's interesting. Wait, let me see that.
Somewhat unsurprisingly...
Oh, cool. Packaged medicaments, 5%. Vaccines, blood, toxins, and cultures. Damn. Machinery having individual functions. Motor vehicles, cars... I mean, it was to be expected that Germany is going to fall behind, right? Because cars are becoming less and less the meta. Cars are going to slowly die out now. Electric cars are coming, and then one day, hopefully, if society actually is improving, more and more people are going to have public transportation, man, and we don't need so many cars. Not good for Germany.
Cars are Germany's top export, representing nearly 10% of all exports in 2020. So, you get the idea. Germany has lots of stuff, including cars, to sell to the world,
Thank you, my dear.
which is why it exports more than it imports. Other countries, like, say, the UK, don't have as much stuff to sell to the world, which is why we run a current account deficit. Now, we should say that this hasn't always been the case. For most of the 90s and even the early 2000s, Germany has actually run a current account deficit. But this all changed with the introduction of the euro in 1999 and the Hartz-Labour reforms in the early 2000s, both of which probably made German exports more competitive. Obviously, this has its advantages.
What does Hartz IV have to do with export? I don't understand that. This is when you're unemployed in Germany, you get 420 euros. Hartz IV. I don't know what that does.
But it also means that the German economy relies on the rest of the world to keep it going. For example, most of Germany's exports go to either China, the US, or the EU. When these economies are booming, this is great news for Germany. It gets to sell loads of stuff, including loads of cars to America.
Well, didn't Corona fuck everyone up? Like, why make a video about how Germany's falling behind? Everybody's falling behind right now.
Chinese and European consumers. However, when, say, Trump slaps tariffs on German exports, as he did in 2019, or China's economy is locked down due to zero COVID, as it was until very recently, then Germany's economy is disproportionately affected.
Tommy, are streamers and YouTubers count as unemployment? What? English, motherfucker? You're probably talking about if they're unemployed? Why would streamers and YouTubers... How old are you, man? Do you think a big German YouTuber that makes millions of dollars is unemployed? Like, you're fucking stupid? You think the German government is not gonna come for you for fucking taxes? What the fuck's your problem?
And this is sort of what's happened recently. While German exports to the US are still pretty strong, China's economic slowdown and rampant inflation in the EU, which has reduced consumer demand for stuff like German cars, then this hurts Germany's exports. In fact, in May, Germany actually imported $1 billion more worth of stuff than it exported, the largest monthly trade deficit since 1991. Anyway, on to the second thing hurting Germany's economy, its reliance on Russian energy, and specifically Russian gas. A lot of German industry is pretty energy intensive, requiring significant amounts of oil, gas, and even coal, and a lot of this used to come from Russia. Before the war, oil accounted...
I wonder whose responsibility was that? CDU. Imagine voting for them. It'll take a lot of time until costs are not being needed anymore, though.
...for 32% of Germany's total energy consumption, and 33% of that came from Russia. Gas accounted for 27%, and 55% of that came from Russia. Coal accounted for 18%, and 26% of that came from Russia.
Who is now
all in all, this means that 30% of the energy consumed in Germany came from Russia.
How the fuck does he say consumed? Consumed? What the fuck? Is that some mushroom accent?
This makes Germany more dependent on Russian energy imports than any other large European economy, which is why the German economy has been particularly affected by the recent embargoes on European imports of Russian hydrocarbons, especially gas.
That woman is so unbelievably corrupt,
that's why the German economy is struggling. Onto the last part of this video. Where does the German economy go from here? Well, when it comes to Germany's export market, a lot of this will depend on Germany's two largest export markets, America and China. In the last few years or so, America has become increasingly protectionist, and successful American administrations have taken active steps to nurture America's domestic industry. Trump basically started a trade war with the EU, and while Biden mostly reversed the tariffs last year, he's made it clear that he wants to prioritize American companies over European ones. The Inflation Reduction Act, for example, provides a $7,500 consumer tax credit for cars made in North America, which will make it hard for German car companies to...
Did you see the fusion energy break? Yeah, I've seen it, but nobody talks about it. All these articles said, wow, there has been a really big thing happening in core fusion in America, but no one explains what it was, man. And also there was like this expert in the radio today, and they're like, like the radio guys, like, in 10 years we're gonna have sustainable core reactors, and the expert was like, no, you fucking retard, it's gonna take 40 years, you idiots. And everybody's taking this news and it's just acting like, whoa, the world is safe all of a sudden. That's fucking not, man. Gonna take forever until that's ready.
Compete.
And by the time it's ready, we'll already fucking burnt this planet.
If this protectionist trend continues, as looks likely, German exports will suffer. When it comes to China, it'll depend on what stance the EU as a whole ends up taking towards China. Germany is clearly angling for a more trade-friendly stance with China, as demonstrated by Scholz's recent trip to Beijing. But other European countries and the US want the EU to take a more aggressive stance.
10 years away.
As to whether the German economy can...
I hereby pledge that my company will stop using child labor, slavery, coal mining, putting toxins in the water by 2050. Woo! Yeah! Wow! Yeah, man! Wow!
Wean itself off Russian energy imports. Here, there are reasons for optimism. A study from late November found that German industry's gas consumption is down nearly 20%, and 75% of German companies say they've been able to reduce energy consumption without reducing output. All in all, while the current challenges facing the German economy aren't necessarily fatal, it might be time for Scholz & Co. to start at least considering a move away from the export-driven model that's proved so successful over the last 15 years or so. If Scholz is looking for financial advice, though, he can save some money by signing up.
He can ask his friends at Wirecard.
Nebula right now.
Just kidding. He can ask his friends in the ComEx.
During our wild sale. You've heard me tell you about Nebula before, but there's a big sale on right now.
Cool
so
video.
if you've ever considered time...
Epic, man, epic. Gentlemen. Why are you being so weird, Tommy? If you will fucking read the title for once in your fucking life, you dumb cunt, you will know I'm sick, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.